Dwelling in the Word is a simple practice that is rooted in the traditions of the Church. In dwelling, we listen to God and each other together in community. It is a way of listening to God in Scripture that frees our imagination. When we dwell in the same Scripture repeatedly over a significant period of time, the text begins to live in us as we live in the text. This is not your grandmother's Bible study. All that's required is the Scripture, questions for reflection, and a willingness to share your thoughts with others. Today we dwell in Luke 10, verses 1 through 12 from the Common English Bible. This text is about mission, describing Jesus sending 70 ordinary people to all the towns and villages where he himself intended to go.
We need two readers, one male and one female. After the first reader reads the scripture all the way through, we will pause and I will remind you of the questions. After the second reader completes the reading, I will invite you to find a reasonable, friendly stranger, pair up and share for 3 minutes each something from those questions. Your goal is to listen attentively to what your partner is saying, so that you can share it with the larger group. You may want to take notes. First reader.
Luke 10, 1 to 12. After these things, the Lord commissioned 72 others and sent them on ahead in pairs to every city and place he was about to go. He said to them, "The harvest is bigger than you can imagine, but there are few workers. Therefore, plead with the Lord of the harvest to send out workers for his harvest. Go, be warned, though that I am sending you out as lambs among wolves. Carry no wallet, no bag, and no sandals. Don't even greet anyone along the way. Whenever you enter a house, first say, 'May peace be on this house.' If anyone there shares God's peace, then your peace will rest on that person. If not, your blessing will return to you. Remain in this house, eating and drinking whatever they set before you, for workers deserve their pay. Don't move from house to house. Whenever you enter a city and its people welcome you, eat what is set before you. Heal the sick who are there, and say to them, 'God's kingdom has come upon you.' Whenever you enter a city and the people don't welcome you, go out into the streets and say, 'As a complaint against you, we brush off the dust of your city that has collected on our feet. But know this, God's kingdom has come to you. I assure you that Sodom will be better off on Judgment Day than that city."
As you reflect on the reading, where did your imagination stop? Are there words, phrases, ideas that grasp you? How do you think the Spirit of God might be nudging you? Second reader.
After these things, the Lord commissioned 72 others and sent them on ahead in pairs to every city and place he was about to go.
Find a reasonable, friendly stranger and share your responses to the questions.
So, let's send it to you. Let me get the motivation to go first. I felt that here was almost the same as 72. It's like something you actually give and take back and give to the grand. Are you threatening them? Because they are trying to highlight.
That line has always, because what we know of soccer is terrible.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
raunchy stuff on our video.
Oh, okay, this part with the city, brush off the dust of the city. Yeah.
Okay, who would like to start by introducing their partner and sharing what was said, what he or she said? Who would like to start?
I'll start. So I will introduce my friendly, somewhat stranger Jeff. And Jeff stopped at the word peace. And it stood out for him because he noticed it was in there 3 times. And then he thought about the peace resting on the person and then coming back to him. And it made the peace something very tangible instead of this kind of floating around, you know, what is it? It made it very tangible for him, something that is given and then something that can come back. So the nudging for him is to look at how he is giving and taking, you know, the peace in his life, and how is he expressing peace and how is he accepting peace.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You articulated better than I did. And this is my partner, Deborah, and where she stopped in this reading was the phrase, "you can imagine." And it made her think about how she and we use our imaginations when we are in a church or Christian setting, and how we become so accustomed to following the rubrics as opposed to using our imaginations about what could be. She even wondered how often we are in fact encouraged even to use our imaginations as opposed to follow the rubrics. So from that, Deborah was thinking about how the Spirit of God might be nudging her to be more creative in the way that she lives out her Christian life.
And this, my partner, Chris. And Chris stopped at the word go.
Well, I had the nice pleasure to have 2 ladies work to talk to. On my left, Yvonne was up there saying, "Don't move from house to house."
Thank you for engaging in this Asian practice. Dwelling helps us to re-enter the biblical narrative. As we practice dwelling, we also practice listening deeply to God and to each other. As the group engages in dwelling together, it can form a shared sense of the challenges facing us and shape our imagination.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.